So I've been vegan for 7 years now, hard to believe. But what has it done to the way that I think? How has it affected my mind? Here are 7 major thought changes that I've experienced along the way, some good and some bad, and I think you'll enjoy this list. Let's count it down. Change number 7. Smells hit differently now. So you might think that vegans are just repulsed and disgusted by the smell of cooking meat, but that's actually not all the way true. For me at least, it's more that my brain started interpreting those smells very differently than it used to. How, you ask? Well, firstly, sometimes cooked meat actually smells kind of appetizing, just being honest. And other times, it smells disgusting. Secondly, I can now smell deeper negative nuances, especially in red meat. It smells far more bloody and metallic to me now than it ever did in my meat-eating past. And thirdly, the smells evoke different emotions in me these days. It used to be all, yay, Philly cheesesteak, and now it's all, sad. Sorry, brother cow. Now you have to understand, these are dramatic changes for somebody who used to eat as much meat as I did, and I used to eat a ton of it. And if you're a meat eater watching this video, you're actually really gonna get to see what it was like for someone who ate a ton of meat to transition to veganism and all the things that it did to my mind along the way. Buckle up, there's some good stuff in this video. All right, moving on. Change number 6. I stopped seeing animals as food. Now this didn't just happen automatically when I went vegan, but eventually my mind completely separated animals from the concept of them being edible. They are not compatible at all to me anymore. In the same way that you likely don't look at dogs or cats or elephants as human food, well, that's how I see all animals. And just to be clear about what I said in change number 7, I do think that something can smell appetizing and also very much not be food. Like, I'm sure you could cook your puppy in a way that smells fantastic, but you'd still feel wrong eating it because it's a species that you likely don't see as food. Even though it smells delicious when cooked, garlic sauce or barbecue or buffalo sauce, what have you, it's still not food to you because you just don't see it that way. And if you do see dogs as food, just sub any species in there that you respect. Octopus, owl, cheetah, whale, human, even. Take any one of those and sub it in for dog in this example, and you'll start to see what I'm talking about. You and I, we're not that different. We hold the same base level opinion on this, but it's just that I hold it for more total species. It kind of just clicked to me one day. Cows aren't burgers, they're giant puppies. Pigs aren't bacon, they're chunky pink love hounds. Chickens aren't nuggets or wings, they're tiny raptors who kill ticks. They're a very important part of the ecosystem. Fish aren't sushi, they're slippery speed demons. And turkeys aren't for Thanksgiving, they're feather balloons with balls for necks. Seriously, who designed turkeys? And why would you give them balls on the neck? Why balls on the neck? Such an unserious looking animal. Animals are no longer mere products to me. They're sentient beings worthy of moral consideration. They want sunshine and peace, not cages and fear. Change number 5, one of the worst ones on the list. Second only to change number 2, of course, which is by far the worst one. I lost a lot of faith in humanity. Some people couldn't care less about animal suffering because they're tasty, and that's all that those people need. Well, then a small subset of those people see vegan content online, much like this video, and they drop some hilarious anti-vegan comment, which for any other non-food animal would be looked at as certifiably psychopathic. Now, I'm not talking about you, you're just here getting informed, so I appreciate that. But there are a small subset of people that will leave nasty comments on this video just to get a rise out of vegans. Imagine somebody saying this: for every dog that you don't fight, I'm gonna fight 3. Or, don't judge me for making money fighting dogs. I don't judge you for not fighting dogs. To each his own. Or, I love dogs. Right next to the mashed potatoes. Do you see how those sound? Well, that's what a vegan hears. And as ignorant or obnoxious or attention-seeking as these comments can be, they do make your faith in humanity wither sometimes. But the joke's on them because it just makes me want to spread my message even harder. Change number 4. Empathy is now physically painful. So when I think about either animal suffering or people's apathy towards it, I literally feel both emotional and physical symptoms sometimes. And it was never that way before veganism. Emotionally, it's like a deep sadness or helplessness or anger. And physically, it's a heaviness in my chest, a shortness of breath, like my heart is bruised. It's physically palpable. You actually know this feeling too, and I'll prove it to you. You know that sinking feeling you get when you read in the news that some asshole threw a sealed trash bag of living kittens into a dumpster so they suffocate and die? Well, that's how this feels for vegans. That's what the physical sensation is like. It sucks, but I'd rather know about it and try to help than not know and never think about it. And if it sucks for me to know, then it's gonna suck for you to know also. You're here to learn about the vegan experience, right? Well, simulate that feeling and you'll understand a bit more of what it's really like. Also, maybe subscribe if you're down to gain a new vegan friend. I'm cool, I don't bite. Actually, I bite nothing with flesh, so you're safe here. Change number 3. I started auditing non-food purchases too. Now, before I went vegan, buying stuff was super easy, barely an inconvenience. I needed a belt, a tie, a jacket, a wallet, a watch, a guitar strap, a pair of shoes, even a car. No problem. I'll just go out and buy whatever I need without thinking twice. But now, purchases require a bit more research. Veganism isn't just for food. It's for items too. Now, I run a mini audit before purchasing something to make sure that it doesn't overtly contain animal products. Leather, silk, wool, gelatin, etc. These are all things that I now avoid. Time consuming? Nope. Overwhelming? Not at all. It's actually super easy these days, easier than ever. Just do a quick online search to find out if something is vegan, and if not, then just search up a vegan version of that item, and 99% of the time you're gonna find something that looks exactly the same and does the exact same job that didn't cost an animal anything, which is amazing. Change number 2. I can't unsee the horror, and boy do I wish I could. The Earthlings documentary is now burned into my mind forever, and it fucking sucks. I get random flashbacks of the monumentally horrific atrocities that I've seen in that and other documentaries, and I hate that. I really wish that I could unsee that stuff. But unfortunately, it was necessary for me to see so I could start living a better, cleaner, less guilty life, a life more aligned with my moral values. I am only this version of me because I had to see those things. I hate to say this, but the Earthlings documentary is required homework for everyone at this point. That is a speed run of understanding veganism. It's like being plugged in when Neo is plugged in to learn skills in the Matrix, just so you can all see the truth of what animal agriculture companies don't want us to know. You deserve to know what's going on behind the scenes. Thank you so much for getting this far in the video. You're actually incredible for doing that. Let's get on to change number 1. The urge to preach suddenly makes sense. So when I was a meat eater, I used to hate preachy vegans too. And then I went vegan and holy shit, everything clicked. Now, I do want to help spread the word, but if I do it too aggressively, then people shut down. And why do they shut down? Because meat eaters and people in general, this is just a very human feeling, they don't want to be talked at or belittled or judged or even slightly nudged in any direction. Those things only hurt the cause. So how do we spread our positive message without turning people off? Well, the way that I see it, instead of preaching, we should wait for the conversation opportunities to come up naturally. Now, for example, we can't just walk into a new job and announce our veganism to everyone. Hey, nice to meet you, dude. I'm a vegan. Who are you? Like, that's super off-putting. It's better to wait until the office is ordering food and then simply verify with the person placing the order that our order can be made vegan. And then you know from there it's gonna spread around the office. Coworkers will look at us shocked that we never mentioned this before. That dude's vegan and he didn't say it in the first 20 seconds of meeting him. That's how preachy vegans are. They're gonna be shocked, but that's kind of part of the plan. Just answer their questions and then completely drop the subject until they bring it back up. This disarms their preconceptions about preachy vegans and then softly communicates the message with no judgment whatsoever. The vegan didn't sit there preaching at all. They just simply made sure that something was compliant with their lifestyle and then quietly went back to their life. Now, if you are against something like puppy mills or blood diamonds or war, then you might understand the desire to preach or push for positive change. That's all that vegans are trying to do here, but some of us are just bad at the PR side of this whole thing. Maybe we need to find a better approach because preaching clearly doesn't work. Instead, maybe we can look at our outreach more like responding or being a representative or being a resource. I like that. Out with preaching, in with being a resource. Resources are the Trojan horse that gets past the defenses and actually plants a seed. It's a delicate dance, but we still have to dance. Now let me just drive home the most important thing in this video. These changes might sound like they make my life tougher, and to some extent I guess that can be true, but they also make my life so much better, incalculably so. They allow me to reach a higher moral version of myself, one more aligned with who I really am and who I want to be. They make me better informed, and they give me something super meaningful to fight for. Now, don't get me wrong, I would love not to fight for this cause because I would love for animal torture to go away. But it's a thing on planet Earth, so here I am. Living this vegan lifestyle is awesome, and I have no regrets whatsoever, and I'm not saying that at gunpoint. Where's the gun? It's nowhere. I fucking love being vegan, and I will never, ever go back. Got a question about veganism? Go ahead and drop it down in the comments, and maybe I'll use it as an idea for a future video. Please just remember this one message. Our fleeting meal shouldn't require their lifelong misery. And remember, do something that makes the world a better place this week. People need you. You're a good one, and you can get out there and make the world a better place. Just do one little thing that moves the world in the right direction this week. Watch this awesome video next. Check out the merch link down below, and I will see you next time.